Hi, friends. I apologize for the delay. I had some difficulties with Facebook. They've changed some things around and I wasn't aware of it, but I am online now and hopefully you are joining in to watch today's session. But today I wanted to welcome you to 2021. Hopefully, everyone closed out 2020 safe and well. Um, but today, though, I wanted to talk with you and share with you some tips about winter months and how to stay safe and what we can do as far as, keep some items in our vehicles and also shelf stable foods and things that we can keep on hand in the event that we have an emergency situation with weather and everything. But to start off, we're going to talk a little bit about home safety for individuals and what we can do to help assure, though, that our loved ones are being safe in the home and everything. So, one of the main things is that home maintenance. We want to assure, though, that homes are well secured up. There's not a lot of drafts in the home. Maybe that consists of putting up some plastic around the windows to help some of that draft and, help keep that heat in the home. Assuring, though, that if they have wood burning stoves or fireplaces, that there's not great drafts coming through those or any type of carbon monoxide, say if it's a propane fireplace, anything like that. Another thing, though, that flows into that, though, is I know many times individuals will turn on their ovens to help heat the home. And again, you have to be cautious with that, with carbon monoxide and the poisonings there. So that's discouraged as much as possible just to prevent any issues with that. Any type of also, though, you want to make for sure, though, during this time of year you have your carbon monoxide and also your smoke detectors in the areas that they need to be. The batteries have been replaced in them and ready to go in the event of an emergency situation. um, Other things, though, to be cautious for, though, around the home, though, is to assure, though, that you have proper sand or salt in the event, though, to clear walkways, different things like that. Shovel is available to get to in the event of an emergency situation. And also making sure, though, that you have the proper home provisions in place as far as any type of shelf stable meals, plenty of water, things like that, just in case we can't get to our loved ones for a couple of days and they need to be able to have the proper nutrition and everything that they need in order to get by through that time. And lastly, though, with this piece is the car maintenance. As we know, though, with the weather and everything, we want to assure, though, that vehicles are well maintained. You want to make for sure that you have plenty of fuel in the car. Also in there, it's always great to have an emergency case in there, whether it be a box or a bag or something, and have some items in there in the event, though, that you do get stranded or just stuck in a situation for a few minutes and you need to remain safe. Few of the things, though, is always, no matter what, though, through the winter months, whether you're in your vehicle or home, is to assure, though, that if you have a cell phone, that it is charged up fully and that you have a charger, maybe a couple, just in case you do have an issue with one or something like that. Make for sure, though, that you have your phone and charger there. Gloves, always great to keep an extra pair of gloves because, as we know, though, layering up, if you do get stranded, it's best to try to layer up as much as possible. So having a good pair of gloves in the vehicle as well to store is great. A first aid kit just in case of the situation, band-aids, ointments, different things like that. A mask, as we know right now, everywhere does require, everyone for the mandatory mask. So keeping a mask, and especially, though, individuals, though, that have asthma, emphysema, it's always great to keep a mask on hand just to help with the breathing and the restriction and tightness there. Some chapstick. Flashlight is always great because, again, we don't know how long we're going to be in that vehicle for or anything. So keeping these small items on hand. Some toilet paper in case you need it for an emergency situation. A blanket or two, or stores also sell those thermal blankets, which are easy to keep bagged up and and in a secure place in your vehicle. And lastly, one of the things though that is great to keep on hand, and this here can be kept in the home, in your vehicles, anywhere, and these are called hot hands, and these are hand warmers. These here are charcoal activated, so they're easy to open up. You just lightly rub them together, and it's great to form heat. You can put them in your gloves, in your pockets, and also down in your shoes to help keep your feet warm in emergency situations. So these are just a few tips though that to keep on hand for when you are traveling, and so that way you can stay safe that way. Moving on though is is one of the greatest concerns though is with individuals and more fragile is just being cautious when they're outdoors, and whether we encourage independence as much as possible, but at times we don't realize that our body gets colder and more sensitive to the weather and everything. And one of the greatest concerns for older adults is hypothermia. So it's always great though during this time of year to educate our loved ones about being cautious out in the weather, not being out there for hours upon end, shoveling snow, putting out salt, anything like that. So it's best, to stay indoors as much as possible. Don't stay outside for long lengths of time. Keep your indoor temperature at least 65 degrees or warmer. And make for sure though that you have dry clothes on. Don't be sitting in wet clothes or anything, because that will help keep your body temperature down and cause hypothermia as well. So, but always make for sure though that you are dressed properly with your boots and your gloves and hats and anything that you need though in order to go out. Frostbite is another great concern. Again, we don't realize at times, especially, if an individual, like I said, has fragile skin, very frail, maybe they've had a stroke, not quite the sensation on one side, and they don't realize though that these are things so that can happen, while being outside, and it could just take 5-10 minutes for that. So we need to always educate individuals about being safe in the wintertime. Falls, we know that falls is a great risk during the wintertime. Areas are slick, our shoes may not have the proper traction and everything. So educating our loved ones on, staying safe, and maybe using a mobility device as they're going outside during the winter months, just to prevent any type of falls or risks like that. So these are just a few tips on as we're outdoors and some things to look for. Then we move on to our emergency checklist preparedness. And that consists of just making sure though that we have the things that we need in the event though that we do have a couple of days of bad weather to where family can't get to us, or something like that. And so it's always great though to make for sure though that if you have any type of mobility aids, whether wheelchair, anything like that, that everything is well taken care of during that time. If you are wheelchair bound, making sure though that you have a phone accessible near you, so that way family members or friends can check in on you to assure your safety. Visual aids, if you have any glasses, making sure you have everything right there in your right in your reach and everything, easy to have. Any type of personal care products, sanitation supplies, which are very important. Hearing aids, you want to make for sure that you have those. The batteries are well maintained in those. And assuring though that you also have all of any type of health information, your insurance, anything like that, in the event though that you would need to exit out in an emergency situation. And that way you have everything that you need during that time. Great thing too is to always assure, and again, like I said, always batteries on hand, because you never know when you're going to need something. Your batteries for your smoke detectors, things like that. It's always great to keep on hand. But then we move on to our medications. It's wise to always keep a week's medication on hand in the event of an emergency. So making sure though that you have plenty of prescription, your Tylenol, any type of diabetic medicines, anything like that, you definitely want to make for sure you have plenty of, so that way you don't run into any issues during that time. a great communication plan with your loved ones as well. That's always great, just so that way you have some sort of check-in. You know when family's going to be checking in on you, and so that way, though, we can assure though that everyone is safe during the inclement weather days. So. Okay, another great thing though, before we do go into our shelf stable though, is as we know, those sitting around the home can, be boring at times. So having some activities, maybe a set of playing cards or a word puzzle book, having paper, pen, jot down some memories, journal, anything like that. Maybe an adult coloring book, because again, we never know what's going to happen in inclement weather, and it's always great though to be able to have something to pass the time by as we're waiting and to get through some of the craziness. So, but next is what we're going to do is move into our shelf stable, and I do have some foods to share with you, some different tips on what you can keep on hand to help get through some of the days of the inclement weather. So I'm going to move over a little bit here so that way we can see this. So shelf-stable foods is very important, especially like I said during inclement weather, because those are the foods though that are most durable to have on hand. They're going to be longer lasting. And they're the non-perishable items, which include like jerky and canned hams and bottled foods, rice, pasta, flour, sugar, spices, things like that. We may not always be able to have, the proper hot water for the items or things like that, but there's ways of improvising to get you through and to stay healthy during these situations. So, so like I said, I'm going to share with you some of these different tips here. So again, like I said, we may not be able to heat up items and things, but great to keep on hand is always our soups, our beef stews. We do have like some SpaghettiOs. Yes, it's probably not the most nutritional item to keep on hand, but it is something to eat in the event of an emergency situation. Easy to open up. Again, this is a can, but you can get the smaller containers that are plastic and easier to open. Like I said, we've got some beef stew, beans. These are great in protein. So, if you're needing extra protein during the time and everything, these are great to keep on hand. Fruits and vegetables are good to keep. And then we also have peanut butter. As we know, peanut butter meats that are shelf stable. We have salami and summer sausage. These here are good to keep on hand. They normally have them in dry packs and everything that you can get. And again, this is a great source of protein to help get by as well. We do also have our other proteins, as far as these here came from the Dollar Tree. And these here are like chicken salads, and it's called sandwich in seconds. And again, you can eat this with crackers, you can eat this with a slice of bread, things that you have on hand in order to get by during the winter months. So again, we don't want to forget about your snacks. Great tips for that though is like pudding and jello. At times those don't have to be refrigerated, so they're great just to keep on hand and snack as you go. Different types of snacks for peanuts. Let's see what else we've got. We've got granola bars. These here are great because you're also getting a little bit of fruit, but you're also getting grain. And this has helped to build up blood sugars and also maintain, like I said, your grain and protein that way. Different snacks with cheese and crackers here. Fruit snacks. Cereal is always, you can still have cereal as a shelf-stable food. And then you also have the milk that you can get. You can get dry milk, the powdered milk, or The Dollar Tree also carries shelf-stable milk in containers now. And they also have chocolate milk. So these here are great things to keep on hand in the event of an emergency situation. And let's see here. Lastly, you always want to make for sure that you have plenty of water. And you can always keep the fruit drinks as far as the, oh, what do we call them? The flavored waters that you can add into the water and everything. But you want to make for sure that you have plenty of water on hand in the event that you do have a situation that you're stuck at home for a few days. So these are just a few items, though, that I wanted to share with you about what you can use during inclement weather. Again, you know, meal preparation is always the best thing to do during the winter months. You know, just to have a few extra meals prepped up and frozen in the freezer, just to have on the side and everything, whether it be a pasta meal or some rice and some protein. It's nothing major, but just something small to help get you by for shelf stable. So those are a few tips there. So we will move on, and so we will share with you about what is going on in LifeStream world. And right now, one of the biggest things is as we know, we are into the year 2021. Many always sets the goal, many individuals set the goal as to they want to start eating healthier and be more fit. And so what better time is now? And so LifeStream is promoting the Jerry Fit program. And this is a program that you do in your own home. You do working from a chair. You can use weights, hand weights for that. Or again, as I've said before, is you can use a can as a weight. You can use a water bottle. There's many different options. And this is done in your own home. It's done virtually. You can do it with your caregiver. You can do it with a friend. So if you are interested in signing up for the Jerry Fit program, you can contact LifeStream and we will get you set up with how to register for that program there. And the goal of this, though, is to help increase muscular strength, improve the balance and coordination of individuals, boost motor skills and reaction times, enhance flexibility and gait, lessens arthritic conditions, and manages chronic disease. So this is a great program, very beneficial for individuals, especially if you're looking to, you know, try to regain your strength or, you know, just help boost your immune system a little bit. This would be perfect to sign up for. LifeStream, as we know, has many different food programs going on. We do have our senior safety net food distribution. Again, these do vary in the different counties that we service. As a reminder, LifeStream covers 12 counties, and so not every county is the same. But if you are interested in this, you can go to our website to see where the areas are and the times and days that this is provided. Curbside meals. Curbside meals is for individuals age 60 and over. Again, this is in different counties that we provide service in. And this is for, this is a week, a 5-day meal plan for individuals. And literally you just pull right up and the meals are put right in your vehicle, whether in the back seat or your trunk, and you are on your way. So if you or know of someone though that is interested in the curbside meals that could benefit from these, contact our office and we will try to assist you. Blessing Supply Closet. About a month ago, I spent time with Nicole Leverett, which is one of the workers in Richmond office, and we talked about the Blessing Supply Closet. And this is something though that is very needed within Richmond and Yorktown. And is what we do is we collect items, non-perishable items, mobility devices, pet food, different things like that. And these items are all donated by individuals in the community, and they go to help clients in their homes. So if you or if you know of someone or would like to donate to our organization, you can contact our office at LifeStream or reach out through Facebook and find out how you can donate to our Blessing Supply Closet. Friendly Caller Program. This has been going on for a few months and it's been very well perceived. It's very important right now, especially during the pandemic and the inclement weather days as going on. But this is a program that is volunteer based, and this is calling individuals that are living in their homes and that are feeling isolated and need a friendly chat with someone. And so if you are a person interested in volunteering, you must be at least 18 years of age or older in order to make these phone calls. Or if you know of someone though that can benefit from receiving a friendly visit or a friendly phone call on a weekly basis, contact our office, speak with Laura Bray, and she can get you set up for that. PASTA program. PASTA is parenting a second time around. This is a program that is gold for caregivers, kinship care, individuals that are raising children. And the goal of this, though, is to help promote and support and just be a listening post and for individuals, though, that need to break away and maybe get some tips and ideas on how to handle the situations of blending families and everything. So we do have different sessions that can be done. Right now we currently have two that are available, two workshops that are available that can be done in person or online. And then we do have some other workshops that are forthcoming in the future. So if you are interested in this, you can contact me directly about the PASTA program and we can get you connected with this. Lastly is the senior awareness. As we know, fraud is a big issue with older individuals. And so today, though, I wanted to talk to you because right now, as we know, we have the COVID vaccine that is starting to come out. And one of the greatest concerns, though, is the COVID scams that are going on. And so I wanted to share with you some of the fraud alert that has been shared with us. And so they're saying, though, that they are rapidly Scammers are rapidly altering their tactics and adapting their schemes to be changing. And as we anticipate, they will leverage the COVID-19 vaccine to prey on unsuspected people. So is what we want everyone to do, though, is to be very vigilant, about this scam and not to fall for it. And so here are a few tips, though, of what we need to share with you is when you are contacted or if you're interested in getting the vaccine, you will likely not need to pay anything out of pocket to get the vaccine during this health emergency. You cannot pay to put your name on the list to get the vaccine. You cannot get early access to the vaccine because, as we know, they are doing that in different ages and everything. No one from Medicare or the health department will contact you. So again, they're not going to reach out to you to try to get money from you for this vaccine, pry any information, anything like that. And then no one from the vaccine distribution site or healthcare payer, like a private insurance company, will call you asking for your Medicare number. And again, this is something though that we always discourage, is never give out your Social Security number or your Medicare number. Because again, they shouldn't be asking for that information. So if you do feel, though, it recommends, though, that the Medicare beneficiaries contact your own doctor if you are experiencing any COVID symptoms. Do not give out your Medicare number, Social Security number, or any other personal information or unsolicited, or respond to any unsolicited calls, text, emails, home visits, or anything like that. Be suspicious of anyone going door to door to offer any free coronavirus or COVID testing, anything like that. Beware of providers offering other products, treatments, or medications to prevent the virus. And carefully review your Medicare summary notice. Again, You always want to be able to, you always want to look over your documents to assure though that there is everything on there that needs to be, and there's not no falsification of information on there. So, and again, you know, if this is, you know, something though that has been red flagged to you, if this has occurred to you, it is always wise to contact the Medicare department to report the fraud. So that way we can try to put an end to some of these. So that is it in the LifeStream world for today. Hopefully some of these tips are helpful for you. And thank you, and we will see all of you next week.